Well, it looks like ThiEYE has come out with a new firmware for the ThiEYE T5e, and we're going to take a look at that coming right up. Well, the nice thing is that I've got two of these ThiEYE T5e cameras, so I can kind of compare the new firmware that was released June the 1st and compare it to the old one. The new one is the one on the left and the old firmware is the one on the right. Now there has been a couple of changes, and if you look, the user interface on the left with the new firmware has definitely changed compared to the old firmware on the right hand side. The video settings, resolutions are all still the same, 4K 30 frames a second. Then you've got 2.7K, 2.5K, 1080p, 60 frames a second, 120. Then you go all the way down to 720p in super view. I don't think anybody uses 720p anymore. But then you've got video quality, time lapse, field of view, electronic image stabilization, motion detection, dual files, quick capture, loop record, slow motion, auto low light, auto DVR, delay off, microphone volume, which I like at 90%. And then you can go a little bit deeper into the menu system, and this is where you'll find another nice little change that is interesting. Still have distortion correction, auto shutdown. Now look at there, grid display. That's right, a grid display. So if you believe in using the rule of thirds, you can actually frame your shot and get great composition this way. Well, as you know with me, the best way to find out about a firmware is to compare it to an old firmware. So we're going to do a side-by-side test. I'm going to strap both of these onto a board held together with a rubber band side-by-side. We're going to test 1080p and 4K at 30 frames a second. We're going to see how the image stabilization is at 1080 and also the image quality 1080 and most importantly image quality at 4K. Alright, there is a new firmware for the ThiEYE T5e that just got released on June the 1st. Just happened to notice it today and figured, well, I'll go ahead and install it. And it's got a couple of different features than the previous firmwares. One of them is that it gives you a grid on the back of the screen. So if you like to compose your shots, and you like to do the rule of thirds, you can do that now. This is just side by side with the original firmware that came with the T5e, and seeing how image stabilization is. Now I have both of these cameras since I'm lucky enough to have two of the T5es. I've got both of these cameras set on a board, rubber banded side by side, so you can get a little rough idea of the stabilization and also image. Let's get over here and get the sun behind me. Do a nice little walk. See how the colors look. Also, the user interface has changed when you're toggling through the menu system. I guess now we'll try 4K, see what it looks like. Alright, this is 4K, 30 frames per second. This is the one with the new firmware. This is the camera with the old original firmware. Now there is no image stabilization at 4K with either of these cameras, or should I say with the ThiEYE T5e. So if there's any jittering, it's because I'm holding them on a board together. But just wanted to give you an opportunity to see if there's any color difference or any sharpness difference, overall quality difference When I post up this video, I'll put them side by side just so you can see if the bit rate remains the same. I'll put that up on the video as well. Guess we'll stick them in the computer, see how they look. So all in all, what do I think about the new firmware for the ThiEYE T5e? Well, I definitely like the new user interface that they've done in the menu system, and it's kind of more in line with the ThiEYE E7 and the T5 Edge in the way that it's laid out. I do like the little grid pattern that you can put on there, but I'll tell you what, in the comment section below, tell me what you think about the new firmware compared to the old firmware for the ThiEYE T5e. I can tell you that one of the observations that I made was that in my opinion, it seems like the electronic image stabilization is a little bit smoother in the new firmware. But like I said, tell me what you think about it in the comment section below, because I'm very interested to hear what your thoughts are on it. Don't forget, share this video. If you like it, give it a thumbs up. And if you're not a subscriber, please subscribe today and smash that little bell so that you get notified every time I upload a video. Have a great day. Bye-bye.